Proving that this stage of the rut still holds plenty of opportunity for the bow hunter with a tag in hand, the events of November 23rd stoked the fire of belief that tomorrow, someone else could be next. And though momentum seemed to be on our side, the days that followed never produced another opportunity.
Back in after the same deer in the same blind, looking at the same field. Got Justin with me here this afternoon. I'm back in the same hole I've been camped out in here the last 4 hunts. Big old mature deer, short twos, real tight rack. Probably 4 or 5 year old. No, he's just gonna bed down.
Come up. Good job.
A few more days left to chase November, and we're gonna soak it up because like that, it's just gonna be gone, and we're gonna be counting down the days till we're doing it again.
I definitely got a lot to be thankful for this year. Bought my first piece of ground, got engaged this year, so it's been a big year for me. I'm hoping to add one more thing to that list of things to be thankful for this morning.
Deer moved well and the effort was placed in the right stands, but as we all know too well, there are never any guarantees in the woods. All of a sudden, the piercing realization sets in. Only 2 days remain to chase November. Choosing to place his chips on the highest odds location, the day after Thanksgiving finds Mike Reed scheming a hunt on the river farm. With the Stubbs buck active and history suggesting more bucks could soon appear, anticipation for the hunt runs high.
You don't know how lucky you are to have wandered into our garage. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Friday, November 29th, day after Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. I spent it with family and we had a wonderful day. We have some great weather that moved into Iowa here yesterday and the day before. Today it's super cold, wind chill of low single digits. In fact, when I woke up, it was right at 0. Right now it's around 9 degrees with the real feel. So very high pressure, west-northwest wind, just bluebird clear, and very cold. So it's pretty cool to have some good weather like this. And we are out at the River Bottom Farm, Gavin and I, and we're sitting over the standing beans. We've hunted this blind a few times. This is where my boy killed daggers last year. So we're right butted up against the pinch. And I can see the south plot where Bella killed. We've got green around us. We've got the standing beans. It's been a very active spot, particularly in the last week. Again, wanted to see a lot of country, and then there's that time of year where the deer, of course, are switching back to food. One deer I'm kind of curious if he's going to move in is that wide 10 that we got a picture of on the 28-acre farm. I'm thinking that was the buck we filmed out here last year, and so I'm kind of wondering if he's not going to move back in here again this year. Primary buck I'm looking for, though, that I know is in this area is Stubbs. And the 2 times we filmed him this year, once he was on this side of the blind, the other time was on the other side of the blind. He's still been active in here. Last, I think we had a daylight picture of him a couple days ago, just in the north plot. But excited to be out. We've got 3 hours to go or so, just under that. And got in here clean, so looking forward to the afternoon sit.
While Mike tucks in waiting for the action to unfold, that same afternoon, Nolan Redeker is also switching things up. Much like Mike, Nolan spent his entire month chasing one buck, and though he at least laid eyes on the deer twice, the buck has since vanished and the time to shuffle the deck is here. Over 40 hunts into his season, Nolan has shifted his attention to hunt the same property where his dad found success back in October, welcoming the excitement of a fresh view.
Well, here we go. Back at it again this afternoon. Man, this has been a lot of sits this year. I think this is sit number 43, 44, somewhere in there. So we're putting in the hours this season. I am back in the same tree that Dad killed out of and that I sat yesterday morning. Yesterday morning was kind of a rough hunt. There was a ton of vehicles on the road, and I'm pretty close to the road. Some deer watchers out and about. Had several different vehicles stop on the road. That was kind of a frustrating sit, but the deer's still been in here on camera. On this pasture, the targets are a buck we call crisscross, and then another big 8 or 9 point. I can't really tell how many points he's got, but a really good looking deer. Crisscross we've got a lot of history with. I think it's probably a better afternoon spot than a morning spot. I wish I'd have sat somewhere else yesterday morning, but I'm excited being here this afternoon. I think I have good odds at seeing a good buck. Had a really good hunt this morning, got close to killing a buck Dad and I called the flyer buck on a different property, but after this morning's hunt, Dad and I went for a ride, and we drove by here and caught a glimpse of crisscross in the pasture across the road. In the afternoons, historically, that's where they've came from. That's where Dad's buck came from. Kind of headed to the ag fields. That's a pattern we've been seeing here this late November time frame. Still bucks kind of looking, so I'm hoping history can repeat itself. Like I said, feels really good out. Feels like the deer should be on their feet. Hopefully they're out and about tonight, and we can lay eyes on one of those deer, so we'll see what happens. Start. Those two young bucks, and I've seen a couple does off in the distance. My wind isn't doing exactly what it's forecasted to be. It's supposed to be mostly east, and it's mostly south, so that young buck went through and he could smell me once he got straight north of me. But the good thing is I could have shot him before he did that, but got the ozonics running. He didn't spook or anything, he just kind of kept right on going, so it's good to see. Put out that cover scent too. I think that probably helped me quite a bit. But looks like they're on their feet, and hopefully one of these bucks comes through. I'm gonna sit here and be patient.
Banking on the pinch to funnel another buck his way, Nolan soaks in the crisp afternoon, enjoying the best that deer hunting has to offer. Meanwhile, back in Mike's redneck blind, the deer are beginning to pour out of the peninsula.
Oh, there's a buck right here in the ditch.
Encouraged by the early flurry of buck activity, Mike watches intently, hoping the Stubbs buck will appear. Back in Kansas, the squeaky oil rig teeters beneath a fiery sunset, the evening burning on.
Does not make a guy feel good. Still got these other bucks right here. Terrible shot. Rushed things in the heat of the moment. I felt really, really good when I released that arrow. Settled perfectly. Just in the heat of the moment, I must not have focused as much as I should have. I don't know. It's not excusable. I hate doing that. He wasn't doing well when he went over there. He was kind of wide-legged. But there was another buck over there that pushed him a little bit. And he kind of went, there's a cedar between me and that spot, and he went behind that cedar, and I haven't seen him come out on the other side of it, but the other deer are just kind of standing over there. Need to be careful about spooking these deer because I don't want them to go run over there and run him off. I need him to lay down right there.
Hello?
I shot him, but I made a bad shot.
What?
I shot him, but I made a bad shot.
Which one?
The 9, or the one you called 9. I need to watch the footage back and see, but I know it's not good. Well, guys, just got back to my parents here, and we got to put the footage of the shot on the big screen, and unfortunately, it does not look good. I don't like the deer's reaction or anything about the shot. It's just part of bow hunting, and as much as I can beat myself up about it, you know it happens, but definitely didn't make a good shot, and the distance played a factor in that on the shot and the deer being alert, and just definitely wasn't ideal. So gonna give him the night, and hopefully he'll go in there, lay down right where I last saw him, and we can go in there tomorrow morning and find him. We'll probably be going in at around the 14-hour mark. Plenty cold night. It's gonna be a long sleepless night, but we'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Well, here we go. We're at the 14-hour mark, standing at where he was standing when I shot him last night. Long, sleepless night, just thinking about the shot and everything that went down. But the hope is after 14 hours that he went over here where I just saw him last night, and he laid down right there, and that he's going to be dead right there. But we're just going to take it slow. Got my buddy with the dog, so if he's not right there, we're going to give him a call and just make the best decisions from here on out, and hopefully we can recover the deer. He was somewhere right over in here. I think he was on this side of it. Well, we got over here to where he came into these trees and finally did find a little bit of blood. We were looking too far down before, but you can kind of see it going off. I did go ahead and call my buddy with the dog. There's not a ton of blood. Well, guys, we were sitting here just tracking pin drops of blood, and I don't know if the wind switched or what, but Dad and I just, we can smell something terrible smelling, just definitely gut dead deer smelling. He's right here somewhere. My buddy with the dog is coming. Hopefully he can take us right to him, but he should be here soon. Hopefully he's right up here.
Let's go find him.
Well, the dog just found him. That's insane. That's wild. Dang, he's big. Well, guys, here he is. What a season it's been for me. This is my 45th hunt, and unfortunately I didn't end it the way I would like to. Luckily we were able to recover the deer, but I think for me, the biggest thing I can take away is after 45 sits in a tree, I finally get a buck in bow range, and I feel like I have to make it happen. And that was not the right mindset last night. The deer was alert. He was at 40 yards. And, you know, in the heat of the moment, I felt like I needed to get an arrow in him. I was super comfortable when I released the arrow. I think had he not lunged forward, I probably would have hit him somewhere mid-body, which is still not an ideal shot. It's just not excusable. And it's something I can learn from. Just awesome year between being with my dad when he got a buck on the ground and logging a bunch of time in a tree. I'm just super fortunate to be able to do what I do, have good people around me that support my passion, and especially my fiance. She's super patient with me, lets me get lots of tree time, and she likes to listen to my hunts after I'm done every night. Well, she pretends like she does at least, which makes me feel good. But awesome deer, awesome season. I'm really excited moving forward to the off season with some really cool projects coming up on the Buck 40, and just going to be the first work season on my own ground. So there's a lot of projects I'm excited to do there, and it's just been a fun year getting to hunt there for my first fall and starting to learn the property. But November's wrapping up today with being November the 30th. Late season's coming up, and there's a lot of good hunting ahead. So plenty of opportunity ahead, and hope you guys have some luck when you're hitting the woods. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
Equipped with lessons learned and a positive outlook for the future, Nolan shows the best way to handle setbacks, identify what needs improvement, and put it into practice. As he noted, today marks the final day of the month, and the hunts reached their peak with Mike Reed, who laid eyes on multiple bucks packing on the pounds. With the calendar's page officially turned, it's hard not to pause and reflect on the journey that just unfolded.
How did you not see him go down? Dude, that's the biggest deer I've ever shot in my pup. I'm ecstatic, man.
Good job, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Dude, you freaking did it. I got him. He's done right there, baby. Let's go. Let's go, brother.
Oh, look at that! I gotta call the boys. They don't even know yet.
Without a doubt, November delivered and more, leaving behind a wealth of memories to look back on for years to come. As tempting as it may be to glance in the rear view and reminisce, now is not the time. With gun seasons opening and new opportunities on the horizon, the chase presses on. And no one is more eager for the next hunt than Mitch Mollerus. Fresh off of tagging his best bow buck to date a few weeks prior, the frigid afternoon of December 3rd finds Mitch and Tyler Bellman heading to a kill plot, Hoyt in hand.
Stay away from him, just in case he is better than this.
Well, it is December 3rd, and me and Tyler are getting back after it here. We've kind of taken a bit of a break, enjoyed Thanksgiving, and kind of just relaxing and resting up. But in the meantime, cutty back cameras have been going off, and out here where me and Tyler hunt, there's two old deer out here. One of them called jackalope, because I mean, he just looks just like a jackalope does, and the other one's really nameless, and that deer's been nameless since. We know we had him back around 2020, 2021. You know, Tyler just pulled his phone up. We know we've had him since 21 and as early as 20. He's ancient. He's got to be at least 7 years old. Sure enough, he's been showing up right here on this food plot. He's daylighted here the last 2 nights. And we decided tonight we're going to try to make a move on him and get in here and hunt. We got a nice bluebird day. But the main reason we chose tonight to hunt over the other nights is because it's the first south wind after at least probably 7 days of north winds. With that being said, you know, typically the deer really move good on those wind switches like that. So we're anticipating a good night tonight. Like I said, it's the first bluebird day we've had in a few days, so it should be a pretty good evening. And hopefully he does it again. I'm hoping we're not too late. Sometimes if you're kind of chasing the camera, if you will, and you don't get on them, you don't anticipate their next move, you're behind them a bit. So I'm a little worried we might be behind him, but we're gonna start hunting this quite a bit and see if we can't get this deer down. It's probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock, so they should be up moving here pretty soon. They're bedded up in there, yeah, it's perfect.
Fueled by the early movement, the Missouri duo watches the narrow pinch before them, imagining the hopeful moment to come. That same afternoon, Owen Reigler is back in Kansas, taking another shot at filling his buck tag.
Alright guys, we're back here in the same spot as we were this morning. We got this south wind carrying this direction, so this is the best setup we got. We're going back to food. We just saw the one small buck this morning, the one doe. Hopefully they move a little better this afternoon. It's pretty nice. It's warmed up quite a bit. It was 14 degrees this morning, a 7 degree with the wind chills. But it's about 45 right now, so it's pretty nice. Plenty chilly. They should move just fine. And we're still after the one buck. The one heavy horn buck we have in here. I think we're calling him like DT or something like that. It's his new nickname, so with any luck, he steps out. I would love to have the decoy, but honestly, I just got sick of carrying the thing. They are heavy. That's the only downside to the DSD. They are heavy, but, well, maybe he'll step out and cruise this little fence line right here. You never know. Giving ourselves a chance. We're going to hunt today. We hunted this morning. Now this evening, we're going to hunt tomorrow. It's firearm season. One day of each, maybe, or maybe we'll hunt 2 days of firearm, but we're only here for a couple days, and then we're right back to Iowa, so wish us luck. Let's go. There's a third one. We're in the right spot today, boys. There's 6 on the food plot, 7 stepping out right now, 8 right behind her. Crusty, dude. Crusty. Watch him. I can see him right there. I can't believe it. I don't know how, like I said, like I talked about earlier, that's probably a 7 or 8 year old whitetail. Tyler started seeing some deer coming out into that cut cornfield down here. And while these does are running around playing, I mean, the deer are moving great. Like I said, that first south wind, man, these deer are moving all over. Tyler said, Mitch, he's right here, and he was already at probably 30, 40 yards. And I'm telling you, I mean, heart's pounding. We got everything dialed in, felt real good. He was right here, 15 yards. That was an absolute blast. He's dead 50 yards off the food plot.
Which one?
The old 8, not jackalope, the other one.
That's crazy.
First south wind.
Instant blood, dude. Should be laying right over here. Oh, man.
There he is. He's done.
Congrats, brother.
Thank you. Gosh dang, dude. What a cow. Look at that thing. Of course, you know how they do it. They always got to go to the creek. There he is.
That is awesome.
This thing's a steer, dude.
You come in at 20 like you thought he would, Tyler?
Yep.
15, bud.
15?
Well, guys, that's about as short and sweet as you could ever ask for. This year he showed up a little bit earlier on during the rut, and then he disappeared for a while, and he showed up right there, right around Missouri's rifle season. Like I said earlier, we've known this deer since, we believe 2020, for sure 2021. And we think he was at least 4 back in 21, and that would put him at 7 years old this year. And he is just an absolute steer of a deer. Huge neck, big melon head on him. And going into tonight, the game plan, we had been going on probably at least 7 consecutive northerly winds. And once he was showing up daylight like that, and we looked into the forecast and seen that we had a south wind coming. And that first south wind, or just that wind switch, you have several consecutive south winds and then get a north, or vice versa, several consecutive north switch to a south, they can be magical. And we seen more deer tonight on this side of the farm than we've ever seen. And then with that warm up, they were really hitting this green plot. Once the snow had melted off, we had a little bit of snow cover, and every single deer was coming from up north of us, working into this green plot, and they all walked right past the redneck. It's just a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun chasing these things. And as always, we really appreciate these animals and the people that let us hunt their property. So they're the real stars of the show. Thanks for tuning in to Midwest Whitetail.
November's officially over. As every day ticks by, it's going to be more of a strict sort of return to food pattern where they're really focused on putting on weight for the winter months.
Well, guys, that's about as short and sweet as you could ever ask for. First south wind, or just that wind switch, they can be magical. And we've seen more deer tonight on this side of the farm than we've ever seen.
What a season it's been for me. This is my 45th hunt. Just awesome year between being with my dad when he got a buck on the ground and logging a bunch of time in a tree. I'm just super fortunate to be able to do what I do.
Years from now, when Nolan Redeker looks back on these days, it won't be the inches he's counting. Instead, it will be the moments shared with the man who first lit his fire for the outdoors, driving home once again what this way of life is truly about. It's who you get to share the woods with that makes this a timeless tradition. Whether it's with family or friends, each walk to the stand is a true gift. And if you walk out heavy, that's just the cherry on top. With the golden month now behind us, it's time to look ahead. With late season knocking at the door, we'll surely miss the chaos of the rut. But winter's grip ushers in new hunters to the story and a fresh playbook to call upon. Back in the dog days of summer, the work was put into planning opportunities. And now, the chance for it to pay off in a big way has arrived. With no days to spare, we press on, driven by the same hope and fire that has carried us all season long. Though no two hunts will ever be the same, each one holds the potential to relive the thrill we felt when we were chasing November.